everyone, it's Sevy. The new 2.6 livestream is just fresh out of the oven, and it's looking to be a banger with the new Ayato, Chasm Area, and its many events. Maybe too many even. But for this video, I want to do a quick discussion and analysis of the two new artifact sets, Vermillion Hereafter and Echoes of an Offering. I'll share my initial thoughts on their effect synergy with certain characters and how much value the sets and domain can offer. Let's get into it! The first artifact set, Vermillion Hereafter, seems to be Xiao's long-hoped-for tailor-made artifact set. But did it come a little too late? If we read the effect, it's supposed to be used on characters who need to use their burst and have an innate HP loss mechanic. As your HP decreases, you stack attack percent bonuses for a maximum of 4 times. Obviously, it's for Xiao, but the question is, how much of an increase is it compared to his current combinations of Glad, VV, or 2-piece attack percent sets? From maths, it's approximately a 10% increase in overall damage. If you factor in attack buffs from other sources like Bennett, the difference will be a little lower, around 7 to 8%, due to slight diminishing returns from stacking attack. Is that damage difference worth it? Consider that you have to spend a ton of resin to farm a decent 4-piece set. Then, to get the damage bump, your new artifacts need to have very similar or better stats versus your existing artifact stats. That's a tall order if you've already invested so much on your Xiao. As of now, there are only 2 units with an innate HP loss mechanic, Xiao and Hu Tao, and this won't synergize with Hu Tao's kit. But are there other situations where the HP decrease buff will be procced? Well, you can lose HP from enemy hits, but of course you don't want this to happen to your DPS as much as possible. Another is by losing HP from corrosion enemies, but that's too specific. So the conclusion is that it's exclusively a Xiao set, and it is technically his best in slot. But good luck on matching your Xiao's current artifact stats if they're already good. If ever Xiao gets another rerun for players who don't have him yet, or if we'll get another character with a similar HP loss mechanic, then targeting this set will be more worth it. Now for Echoes of an Offering. The Valley Right normal attack damage buff it gives requires you to do normal attacks and operates on RNG chance, and the longer you aren't triggering the effect, the more chances to proc the damage buff. It's somewhat like the Royal Weapons crit rate stacking mechanic, in which you attack to get more crit rate, and once you crit, the effect restarts. The most consistent chance for this to proc is 1 out of 3 attacks. Since it's a somewhat RNG buff, only characters with fast normal attacks will be efficient in proccing this. This, of course, points to Ayato since we saw that his skill stance has him doing fast normal attacks that are powerful AoE damage. There's also the question, if your normal attack hits multiple targets simultaneously, are all the hits counted towards the effect? Meaning that if I hit 2 enemies with 1 slash of Ayato, will the damage increase apply on both enemies or just one of them? That's something we'll have to confirm in action. Then another point of analysis is how to calculate the damage increase it provides. From how I understand the effect, it's like Yunjin and Shenhe's flat damage addition to their teammates' attacks. But since, as of now, all characters' normals are based on their attack stat anyway, another way of simplifying this is just by adding 70% to the talent multiplier. So if someone's normal attack multiplier value is 160%, that becomes 230% when the effect is procced. So aside from Ayato, who else would this set be good on? Yoimiya and Razor are very good candidates due to their normal attack focused playstyle. If you're playing physical DPS Fischl, and if this actually works with her C1 effect, then that's also possible. So what are my overall thoughts on farming this artifact domain? If you've already built your Xiao, it's only worth it insofar as you want to min-max your Xiao. Future Xiao havers, on the other hand, could go for this domain instead, as you'll either get good 2-piece sets of both artifacts to go for a double attack set build, or you'll get the full Vermillion set. The Ayato set, on the other hand, is likely going to be the more worth it target for many new players, but we can't do official maths yet on how this competes with other potential sets like 4-piece Heart of Depth, 4-piece Gladiators Finale, or even 4-piece Blizzard Strayer for freeze teams. Ideally, it should outdamage them by a considerable amount. The consolation prize is this domain is a great source of 2-piece attack sets, but consider this. We already have the Shim Emblem domain, and there are many characters who are craving for a full emblem set, in which case it might still be more efficient to dump your resin on that domain rather than the new one. And those are my initial thoughts on the 2 new sets. What do you think about them? If you're a Xiao haver, are you planning to switch to his new Best in Slot set? Are any of you dumping your resin on the domain? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already for more Genshin Impact guides and content, and I will see you all soon. Take care!